of high school and high school. So anyway, I believe that leadership is not, you are not born to be leaders. We are not all born to be leaders. But it is a challenge for every one of us.
So do you think that leaders can be made?
Leaders can be made, self-made. And sometimes when it is necessary, then leaders can be born.
Right.
If they have the guts to do it.
Right. You had mentioned the way that Julie started, and I'm sure I won't have my facts exactly correct, but it didn't start as a bake shop. The whole scenario started with a canteen, and then a second canteen, a third canteen, and then started bringing some baked goods that somebody said, wow, this is, let's try some bread. And so they encouraged her to expand to baking products. But you didn't really know how to bake, right?
No.
So how did you become an owner of a bakery chain and you didn't know how to bake?
Okay, sometimes in business you need to have the passion before you start the business.
Yeah.
But sometimes you may not have the passion, but there is a good potential for the business, and then you can proceed and try. And if God is with you, you will succeed.
So you feel like your faith even was a very important part
Yes,
of your success?
Because I feel that sometimes God gives us failures. We're not always perfect. God gives us failures, but failures make us stronger. You see? And I can be proud as a leader because I started quite late, and at the age of 50, I opened the first Bakeshop. And I can be proud that 31 years ago, many of my employees in the first few years are still with us. And I will say that this is a proof of leadership. They are still with me. 31 years ago, the first store and the first baker is still with us now. And so the rest of the employees.
Because you said you started with one and then there was a second one. Now there's over 400 bake shops nationwide. You have over 4,000 employees. She has 6 children, one of whom went to medical school, became a doctor, and said, I think I'm going to do better in the bakery industry. So all of her children are involved in the family business. So now Julie has said, my role now is not as the chief leader, but as the chief inspirer. And that happened even after the second or third bake shop, you said.
After the third bake shop, my children started joining one after another. So I wanted them to succeed, so I helped them. And they were able to grow in the past 50 years. But I would say that my children were the ones who made Julie's big. I was the founder, and I taught them, and I helped them, and I'm proud that they are now successful. You see, when I started the bake shop, I had a big poster in the office. The poster is about a fisherman holding his son, the other hand, a fish. And it says there, if I give you a fish, you eat for a day. But if I teach you how to fish, you eat a lifetime. And that is the one that I'm proud to say that still holds
Follow
now.
that. You said that people, I read in your story that people are your biggest asset. your biggest commodity are your employees and pouring into those people. But we also talked about some of the cultural barriers where you said even yourself, you thought, wow, I don't know if I see myself as a leader, can I do it? And we talked about things like ikog and olao and, settling for okay lang. And what were some of those early lessons? I remember you even told me about your I think it was your family that went to this baking course, but they didn't teach you baking at first. What were the things that they taught you?
Well, actually, I had already 3 canteens. The 3 canteens was consuming a lot of bread. I buy bread from different bake shops, and there I was catering to 3 stores, canteens, and there were several employees. One canteen had 780 employees. The other one had 500. Then the third one has 450. So all this total, I buy bread, a lot of bread. Then one baker approached me and said, "You are buying a lot of bread. Why don't you open a bake shop?" I said, "I don't know how to bake." Then the baker said, "You can hire me and I'll help you." That baker is still with us. So, that baker was my first chief baker. And until now, he still inspires each other by making new kinds of bread to be sold in the stores. And that is part of my job. So, well, anyway, you do not have to pass. Because sometimes you just say that, "Oh, we will open a big shop." "Oh, I don't know how to bake. How can I?" See? "Oh, let's open a dressmaking or tailoring." "Oh, I can't do that because I don't know how to sew." You see? But if you have the guts to try it and learn, you can have the business while you are learning.
Yeah. We talked earlier about opportunities, and you showed me something about the word poor, but the letters of the word poor, P-O-O-R, you had an acronym for that, and what was that?
Okay. I read this in a book. Now, we are poor, and it spells P-O-O-R. So, poor. We are poor because a person is poor because he passes P over O, opportunities O, and R is repeatedly. When there are opportunities, that's already sent by God. But if you are not brave enough to take it and try it, do you know, my famous words was, "Why not?" Why not? If something comes up, an opportunity, and I say, "Oh, I don't know that, but why not? I can always learn. Why not? I can always ask people to help me." But the guts is there. If you do not have the guts, you're not going to be rich. Because you will always be an employee, working for wages. You can never be an entrepreneur if you do not have the guts. Now, leadership comes later. Leadership is not something that you push around people to be a leader. Leadership is something you give love to your employees. Discipline and love should be balanced. Strong discipline and love. If you put that in balance, you will be successful.
And I think you told me that